Hello and welcome to the Statesman Talk. I'm Ananya Dasgupta. On this episode, we are joined by Swami Vigyananand. He's a graduate of IIT Kharagpur who left it all to become a monk. He's now a senior functionary of the Vishwa Hindu Parishad and the visionary behind the World Hindu Congress. Welcome to the show, Swami.
Namaste, namaste.
You've written a book, the Hindu Manifesto, which is soon going to be released by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat. What is the central idea of the book?
See, central idea of the book, when I was in Gurukul, when I studied the Shastra, I understand and realize that Shastra has many knowledge which is contemporary relevant, and those thought process not presented in a structured way to the modern society. So what I did, I crystallized all the thought and selected the 8 sutra. Our Rishi Parampara is in like a sutra model, during the time of Vedangas, all the Shastras in Sutra, the same way I identify 8 sutra from the Shastra and presented here. I will just give you the central theme. First sutra is Dharmasya Moolam Artha. It is from the Kautilya Shastra, Kautilya Sutra. Prosperity for all, Hindu want everybody should be prosperous. We never condemn poverty, but we have never celebrated poverty also. In this book, first I have written, all based on the Shastra, what is the importance of wealth? Why individual and society should create wealth, And after creating the wealth, you need to share the wealth, Once some journalist asked me long time back, what is the difference between other economic forum and my economic forum, which I am running as a World Hindu Economic Forum, and why other idea regarding economic is different and your idea is different. Your means our
Exactly.
Hindu idea. I told, look, capitalist economy talk about the creation of wealth, but never talk about the sharing of the wealth. Socialist economy talk about the distribution of wealth. They don't talk much about the creation of the wealth. But Hindu thought talk about first creation, then sharing the wealth. In Veda, there is a mantra, Sata Hasta Samahara, Sahastra Hasta Sankira. Create wealth with 100 hands, share with 1,000 hands. That is the whole theme of this sutra. And another, in this process, estate also has a role to play in creating the wealth. Again, Chanakya Sutra says, Dharma Simulam Artha. Artha Simulam Rajyam, estate, when the policy framework of the state is good, the wealth generation is there. You have to maintain law and order, policy framework, then wealth is generated. Regarding taxation system, I have written in those days, And finally, I have also written in this book, international trade. Against the capitalistic exploitation also, all these things is written in this first sutra. And after the first sutra, appendix of the sutra, I have given the appendix in the first Angus Madison data, how our historical economy was there. Then there is a 2-volume book by Ramesh Chandra Dutt, R.C. Dutt, The Economic History of India, and also the Case for India by Vildura. I have presented the summary of that also, how during colonial time, British time, we were looted and become poor, So that is the first chapter. Second chapter is Satrunjaya Prajaraksha from Mahabharata. Defeating enemy, defending citizen, When you have a strong economy, then now you should focus on the military. You need to have a strong military so that you can defend. And in that important part, you need to defeat the enemy, Then your security is guaranteed, Here also I have presented in the historically context, and we have forgot all the wisdom of the Shastra, And we need to clearly mention that we should never allow enemy to take hold, We should defeat the enemy and destroy the enemy when they are weak, And in that you need to maintain a strong military,
Right.
armament, selection of the commander-in-chief, commanders, training of the soldier, their look after, salary, everything I have mentioned in this book.
So these are like the pillars,
Pillars.
8 pillars that you have
Yeah,
advocated. You're also talking about a knowledge-based country, right?
Yeah.
Which is led by quality education.
Yes.
Which is the third pillar, I believe.
Yes.
What is your vision on education?
Education, in first part of education is that which I have presented here. The sutra is Nasti Vidya Samam Chakchu, quality education for all. A state and society has a responsibility to educate their population so that they will become productive to the society. Also, they will develop the critical thinking. And society and a state need to educate the people, not only just each and everything which is practical. You need to train them science, technology, art, craft, philosophy, everything, Even I have mentioned they are teaching about you need to learn about the atheist philosophy also. And if you are not learning all those things, and they are mentioning that society is not educated, then the society will become prey of the addiction.
It's a larger exposure that you're talking about.
Yeah. And we are a billion society. If we are not developing infrastructure and availability, not only availability, easily accessibility of the education to everybody, then what is happening now? 1.8 million our children are going abroad for higher education, and $80 billion US money is going abroad annually. If you save that money here, we can build 50 IIT and 100 IIM annually, because somehow whatever happened in the past, our education, we have not developed that infrastructure. Those days only 5 IIT was there,
Yes.
This is a huge country, 1.4 billion population. We need to provide all this educational infrastructure facility to everybody, and should be accessible.
And you're also talking about the role of women in this Hindu society that you're talking about in this Hindu Manifesto. What prominence do you see of the position of women?
Now, before that, I will talk about one more thing. The first 4 sutra is a foundational sutra. 4th sutra is Avishram Loktantra Adhikar. It is coming from the Sakuntalam.
Okay.
I will give you the background. Gautami, the wife of Rishi Kanwa, Gautami and Brahmachari of the Gautami Rishi Kanwa, they took Sakuntala to the court of Dushyant. When they reach there, you can say receptionist there or attendant at she is lady, she is telling, oh, you came just now, the court is over. King has gone for the rest. Again she is telling, no, Lok Tantra Adhikari, you have a right. King has no rest in the public life. He will come and attend you.
Yeah.
You can see that is value. So here I have written, in our ancient time, how our democracy is responsible, always accountable, responsible to the public.
And always available.
Always responsible, accountable, available to the public.
Yes.
And we have used the word Lok Tantra, not Prajatantra. Lok Tantra word is there. And here also I mentioned election of the head of a state, quality of ministers, and more importantly, maintaining rule of law. Safety and security is very important. And I have mentioned in the appendix, the Kasi Pras Jaiswal, wrote those days, Hindu politics, how election of the king was held. That is also mentioned here. So these are the 4 foundational sutra.
Okay.
Once the foundation is established, then you move to the civilization. And this is the 5th sutra, that is from the Rig Veda. Agra eti yuti aharyana, means highest respect for the women, Here first important part is that historically, in Rig Veda, we have 28 women rishi, female rishi. The rishi is the highest position in our society, and that is accorded to rishi. And they are not just rishi, they have contributed immensely in the Rig Veda. So I have presented all their mantra, their contribution, First part, historically respect is accorded.
This is not something new. What you're
nothing
bringing in
new.
is our values from Rig Veda.
Rig Veda. Therefore, I always mention in my lecture, famous word of Sri Aurobindo, country whose young men are inspired by glory of past, pain of present, dream for future, move on path of progress. Here I have mentioned regarding participation, women need to be accorded respect. The same thing, equal participation in the decision making, is not just, cosmetic way.
Yes.
Satyabhama. Satyabhama is asking to Draupadi, how Pandavas are able to do so much dharma and karma in the society? Draupadi is telling, I look after the administration of the state. I look after the finance account of the state. Therefore, they have time to do the dharma, karma for the society. So you can understand the decision-making role, her involvement in the central decision-making. So this is one part. Second thing, women should never be insulted in any circumstance. That is also I have given in this, And finally, there in freedom, freedom to women in all the decision making and choosing their own, what is called, I don't know what, ladkiyon ko kya kehte hain? How you select your boy for the marriage.
You mean in Swayamvar?
Swayamvar. Yeah, I have mentioned about the Swayamvar. How they have a freedom to choose their husband, All those things I have given. And another more important point here I have mentioned, how women should never be killed in any circumstances. Never insulted in any circumstances. That is also given. Another one point I have mentioned from the Mahabharata, a 10 teacher, a principal is greater than the 10 teacher. A father is greater than 100 principal. A mother is greater than 1,000 father. That is the level of respect they have provided. So, in the modern context, law, whatever law you enact in the society, equality is not something you are giving to the women as charity. Equality is by nature, because they represent the feminine divinity. We need to give them highest respect. That is more important. This is what I have written in this.
Right. I also believe that you're talking about challenging some of the existing stereotypes. You
Yes.
have a different take on Varna, on Jati. What is this take that you have?
Here, 3 points I just want to mention, First, see what I have written, a starting point, Satyavati. Satyavati, Veda Vyas, Maharshi Veda Vyas is a son of Satyavati. From the same Satyavati, Shantanu, a king, want to marry,
Yes.
And she is the daughter of boatman. You remember, in a present context, we don't believe in this. But in the present context, they will say she is a scheduled caste, a scheduled OBC, something like that. But the father of that girl, Satyavati, is putting, question. Look, my daughter only will get married when you will accept all my,
Yes.
what is called, शर्त को क्या बोलते हैं?
Conditions.
Yeah, you will accept my condition.
Yes.
And finally, Bhishma is coming and doing promise, and then she is getting married. If you can say, those days, an ordinary man has the same equal right to question and put condition before a king, and king has to follow. So you can see there is no hierarchy there, everybody is treated equally. After marriage, Chitrangda, Bichit, Buru are born, when there was no children after them, then again Vedavyasa is there. He was sire children for, Dhritarashtra, Pandu and Vidura are born. So whole Mahabharata is happening there. So you can see there is no ups and down and hierarchy there in terms of modern time, what we are talking about the caste. Second important point is that I have talked about what is actual meaning of the Varna in our Shastra, Varna means, I'm talking about the Sayana and those days, from those people, how they, Varna means something, Briya Varna, means from the Panini Ashtadhya, what you accept. So once you are accepting anything as a duty and responsibility, you are accepting something dharma, that is called Varna, And Sayana has also talked about that, ki something which dissociate you from the adharma, something you take away from adharma, that is also Varna. So, actual meaning of the Varna is this. What people are talking now is not the meaning. Second thing, I have talked about the Jati, Jati, in our traditional sense, in a Sastric sense, Akriti Jati Linga, from now Darshana Gautama. Akriti Jati Linga means once you say something, if you say cow, so the image of the cow is coming in the mind,
Yes.
So Akriti, from image, that is their Jati, The next sutra of this is Saman Prashvatmika Jati, Ki Saman, the problem here happened, many people have translated this Prasho means by birth. Prasho means Samanam Buddha Prashiti. When you say cow, the image of cow is coming in the mind. So that is the Jati, So Jati is coming from like a Manush Jati, Gau Jati, image from the Akriti. Here important point is that many people have distorted this meaning. In the same Panini Ashtadhya, Jati are Praninam, Even those who are not living beings, they also have a Jati. They have given example for in that time there is some eatable material, Dhana Asaskuli. There are 2 types of eatable material. So they belong to one Jati,
So Jati is a grouping.
A grouping.
Yeah.
And grouping based on the image, characteristic, function, all those things
Not
is
by
there.
birth.
Not by birth.
Okay.
I will tell you, just like they say, Rasgulla and Kala Jamun, they belong to the same Jati, So they have given that example, like Arasas, they are cutting tools. So they belong to same Jati. This is how the Jati came. Coming to another thing. From Jati, there is a word Jatiye, Jatyan Tach Bandhuni from Panini Ashtadhya, Jatiya is in the sense of nationhood, brotherhood,
Yes. Yes.
Therefore, in Bengali, still they have a Jatiya Sansad, Bangladesh National Party. Those days, in 1942, there was Tamralipti Jatiya Sarkar, Jatiya means national, brotherhood is even in the Hindi now they say Biradri means meaning is the same. But problem is that Jati was for larger grouping, Jati, Now, because people don't want to use jati, they have started using jati. Therefore, many people have started using Hindu jati also, you know. So that sense is the brotherhood sense. I will give you one of our Karyakarta, he is from the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad. He came and told me, Swamiji, I was in Andhra, I am a national general secretary, you know. So when I went to Andhra Pradesh, the local, who is a state secretary, he said, I am the Rashtra secretary, you are the Jatiya secretary. You know? You are the Jatiya secretary, national secretary. The problem here is, I will give another. There is another word in Sanskrit, Jnati. Jnati means kulam, you know, buns, family, lineage, tree. That is Jati. The problem is the pronunciation of the Jati is very similar to Jati had become Jati. And that has created a lot of problem, you know. Even Gujarati, there is a word Jati, Jnati, but that translates as a Jati. So here that I have explained here. So in this context, so in our ancient time, this is how the society was structured, you know. Third point here, I have deconstructed one myth, what is called, you can say, narrative, of Karna was discriminated, you know. In the same Mahabharata, Karna born in Angadesh, you know, and living in Angadesh with his father, Sutputra, charioteer. He was educated here in the Hastinapur under the same Kripachar, same Dronachar. There is a mention. Dronacha, Kripacha, Ramacha, he learned all this warfare and learning. And after learning from Dronachar asked for Gurdakshina. And what is Gurdakshina? Go and capture the Drupada, because he insulted Dronachar. Then the Karna and Kaurava went to capture Drupada. Drupada defeated them and they returned. Finally, Arjuna went and captured that. So that also I have mentioned here. So in our society and future society, or any society, there should be no discrimination. That is what I have mentioned. Here I have mentioned the sutra is from Ek Varna Tadaloke, from Nahu Sambad, you know, Yadustra Sambad. So Yudhishthira is telling, in the beginning of the century, there was no Varna, there is only one Varna. Now there is a Varna, you know, but in future there will be only one Varna. So society will be equal. So this is what I have mentioned. That is the central purpose of the sutra, and this is how any society should be a structure. There should be no discrimination based on caste, creed, language, gender, sex, you know, what is called, you say, there should be no discrimination. Here I have given, for the present context, there is a famous book by Nicholas Dirk. He was president of University of California, Berkeley. He wrote Caste of Mind. He explained how caste has become central and who created this. His whole thesis is that Western people created the caste in Bharat. Second, there is a Professor Bal Gangadhar from Ghent University, Belgium. His students wrote the thesis. The origin of caste is not Western, but Christian also. But Christian, how the Christian used to see the Jews the same way they started this caste for us also. Then finally, K.S. Lal wrote a book, Growth of Tribe and Scheduled Caste in Medieval India. How the tribe and scheduled caste number grown suddenly in Bharat. Because of the Muslim invasion, many of the agrarian society, they ran away and went to the forest. That is how the tribe number grown. And still the artisan farming community also become scheduled caste. That is what I have mentioned in that. That is a summary of that book.
Right. So the book is now built over these 8 sutras.
Yeah.
You're also the global chairman of the world.
No. Here I want to just mention 2 more sutra. 7th sutra is talking about the Sarvam Shanti, care for nature. So this is from the Shanti mantra. Ki as a Hindu or any society should look after the water body, river, mountain, tree, air, water should be purified. Then only society will move forward in this modern time. So this is very important. The historical context I have given here. And last sutra is Mata Bhumi Putram Pratibha. Mata Bhumi, respect for the land, means patriotism. So in that I have also given the whole sacred geography of Bharat. Here important part what I have mentioned, Rajarsi Dravideswar. We are in this modern time, we are children of Vaivashvat Manu. And Vaivashvat Manu was not born in North Bharat. He was born on Dakshin Bharat, you know. His name in Bhagavad Mahapuranam is mentioned Satyabrat Manu, Rajarsi Satyabrat Manu Dravideswar, the king of Dravida, you know. So this so-called Aryan Dravidian divide is bogus, you know. We are all descendant of the same person. So this Dravida, Gowda, these are all regional and geographical terms, you know. We have a concept of Panch Dravida, Sapt Dravida means Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Marathi, Gujarati and Kongla, they are all Sapt Dravida. We have a Panch Gowda like Anga, Banga, Kalinga, Magad and Kapru. These are the Gowda. Therefore, this east area of Bharat is known as Gaud area.
Right.
Therefore, the Vaishnava or ISKCON people, they call themselves Gaudiya Vaishnava, you know. There was one city in the Bengal as a Gaud, which is destroyed. Now it is ruined. So these are all regional geographical terms, you know. So here also I have mentioned about the Mandhata, you know, the territory of Mandhata when he was ruling. Entire Central Asia, Africa was part of our territory. Even China was part of us, you know. China used to say, Arunachal is our part. In the Mahabharata context, China was our part.
It is mentioned
It
in
is
the Mahabharata.
mentioned in the Mahabharata. And they used to pay taxes to us also. This is all everything I have written in this book.
Very interesting. You're also, you're trying to bring the global Hindu community together. You're the chairman of the the World Hindu Foundation. What is the idea behind that?
See, whole idea behind this World Hindu Congress is that this is 21st century, you know. Hindu society is growing, coming out of the slumber of colonialism, socialism. So we are rising, you know. So we as a Hindu, we need to present ourselves in the contemporary world where the power sharing is happening in terms of economy, education and academia, media and politics. We are contributing people. Same way, Hindus should take lead, you know. We are contributing everywhere in the education, everywhere in the economy. Same way, you can see good number of Hindus are across the world in academia, science, technology, innovation, healthcare provider we are. So we need to bring them everybody on platform and give them direction. Look, what is our direction? Coming to the politics, I will tell you, we are good in number in many places, but we are very good in same way doing jobs, getting salary, serving the society, life. But we are not on the power sharing, you know. There is saying, if you are not on the table, you are on the menu, you know. So we are encouraging young Hindu to be part of the political system.
Yeah, what is this power sharing that you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm telling, see, if you are not going there, then the bad people will be also going there, na? You can see, I don't want to criticize, everybody has this is democratic country. We Hindus are much better position in England, you know. Our contribution to economy, education, academia is far superior than any immigrant community there.
Yes.
But you see, in England, there are 14 mayors from one community.
So you're saying that they should take up more leadership
Yeah,
roles
leadership
across
role,
the world.
across the world. In one country, our number is very big, but our representation is very poor. So these things we are pushing and encouraging, and the result is also happening. Many places, young people are coming in the political system and process and proclaiming this, not hiding. We are proud Hindu.
So there has to be one unified voice that you're talking about.
Yeah, and that unified platform we are creating. See, what is our agenda? Our agenda, work together separately. I'm not telling that everybody should come in one organization. Work together separately, march like a column, you know, like a military, how military march in a column. That is the purpose. And coming to, you will be surprised, from 60 above, more than 62 country delegates participate in this World Hindu Congress. You know?
Yes, in fact, I was going to ask you, what were the numbers like?
2,500 delegates participates.
Wonderful.
And all they are coming as a registered delegate. First they paid their registration fee, they travel, hotel, everything is, they pay and they participate. And the result is happening on this area which I am focusing on, economy, education, media, politics. They are working their own society, country. That is the purpose of the World Hindu
You've
Congress.
had the World Hindu Congress meets every 4 years.
World Hindu Congress is happening every 4 years. First happened 2014 here in Delhi. Then 2018 on the Swami Vigyananand 125th lecture of Chicago.
Okay, Chicago.
In Chicago happened. Third, it was in 2020, but because of Corona, we have to move. 2023 happened in Bangkok. Now 2026, you know, we'll be organizing in Mumbai. You know, 18, 19, 20 December in Mumbai. But our World Hindu Economic Forum happened regularly, annually. Last year, we have almost 1,200 delegates from across the world. Next year, this year, not next year, this year, on 2nd and 3rd August, our World Hindu Economic Forum is happening in Adelaide.
Okay. But so what is this World Hindu Economic Forum's focus?
World Hindu Economic Forum focus on the core 4 area, you know. First, providing market access to Hindu businessmen. Now, look, now you are talking about the, you know, Trump tariff,
Yes,
all those things
all
is
the
happening,
time.
you know. We are a billion society, you know. Whole world is market. If you don't have access to the market, you cannot sell your product. Chinese went across the world and they captured almost the market. And in this area, we have not focused on. So, our idea is to provide Hindu businessmen access to the new emerging market. They should go into growing up economy of Africa, consuming economy of Europe, South America, they should sell their product. It will only happen when they will have a market access. So that is what we are facilitating in one count. Second point we are working on to provide them affordable capital. For business economy growth, affordable capital is very important. In Bharat, still capital is very expensive and coming from the bank. Europe and America especially economy developed not because of bank, it all from the market capital. So that type of market coordination we are doing so that affordable capital is available to the new businesses. Technology, integration of the technology is very important. Integration of the human resource cap is also very important. If you don't integrate talented manpower in your system, you will not grow. And finally, promote young people in the business economy. And sixth point we are working on, provide respect for the businessman. If you don't provide respect for the businessman, society will not grow. In our, why we were so big economy, rich economy historically? Because our society gave respect to the businessman. Therefore, in the Sanskrit there was a word for businessman, sreshti. That same sreshti word was used even now in Hindi, srestha in Nepal for businessman. Sethi in Punjab. And Sethji in the Rajasthan. Seth in Gujarat and Sethi, Konkan belt, Mumbai Konkan belt and Karnataka Sethi, and Tamil Nadu the same word is Chetti.
I see.
So
that Shetty word is also from
the same Sreshti.
Okay.
Sethi and Chetti also. Tamil Nadu you have a Chettiyar, you know.
Yes, Chettiyar.
Same word. And therefore, see, even I have given in the book, Gomino Dhaninas Chaiva Paripalya, you know. If you want to grow economy as a state and society, you need to take care of the businessman and the farmer, both. Unfortunately, those days, businessman, farmer were complementary to each other. Now, because the socialist and communist economy, now they are fighting each other.
So you're saying these two don't need to be at loggerheads?
No, they should be complementary. They are complementary to each other. They should support each other. Because they belong to the same business, you know, Vaishya, you know, our tradition. Farmer is also considered Vaishya, businessman is also considered Vaishya. So I have mentioned in the book, that when they are in distress, businessman and farmer are in distress, the state should take care. When the state is in distress, these farmer and businessmen should also take care of the state.
So in the end, how do you balance or how do you bring together the richness of the Hindu tradition that you're talking about with the demands of the modern interconnected world?
See, if you read my book, all what I am writing, if you read, you will not find anything is looking like a very outdated. This is very relevant. You know, I will give you, coming to the economy, you know. What they say, what we are teaching in the modern economy, what is the wealth? Wealth is a profit. What is profit? Profit is a risk-taking outcome, the risk-taking capability of the businessman, you know. It's a sattvam hi moolam arthasya. Sattvam arth means risk-taking capability of the businessman is the profit. This is what I have written, and this is all 5,000 years ago. Regarding taxation, what they mentioned, what is taxation? Like a sun sucked up water from the ocean and returned as a fertilizing rain, you know.
Right.
So taxes should be extracted from the society and slowly, little by little, and return as a name of development. In the name of development, in terms of safety, security, healthcare, you know. This is what is relevant. I will give you the, coming to the women, this is the modern relevant, you know. How you measure a society where the law and order is maintained. So it's when a beautiful woman adorned with all the gold jewelry move around alone. That is the safety and security.
And where is this mentioned?
This is in chapter 4th I have mentioned in chapter 5th. It is in Mahabharata.
It's in Mahabharata.
Mahabharata. So these are things what I have distilled from the Shastra which is relevant modern time. If society, I always proudly say, if this thought process is not only for Hindu, any country, anywhere in the world apply, they will be better country. If Pakistan apply, they will become better country. If Saudi Arabia apply, they will become better country. If America and Europe apply, they will become better country.
So this is just age-old traditional values that are eternal.
Eternal and relevant for even modern time.
Right.
So once anybody will even present generation read, then they will feel pride, you know, how our ancestors thought about all these things.
So we look forward to reading that book, and I believe it's going to be out in Hindi as well.
Yeah, yeah.
It's only-
First, we are releasing in English on 26th April as a Pradhan Mantri Sangrahalaya, which is in Tinmurti Bhavan, and after 3-4 months, it will come in Hindi also.
Right. So
And then thereafter, we'll release in other languages also.
sure. Thank you very much for joining us, and we look
Namaste.
forward to
Namaste.
reading that book. It is already available for a pre-order on Amazon. So do pick it up, do read it, and do let us also know what you thought about it. To let us know what you thought of this episode of the Statesman Talk. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We come to you from the Statesman, which is one of India's oldest English newspapers.